This is the Bestway Power Steel 20 by 12 by 48 oval metal frame above ground outdoor swimming pool. And the biggest win for me is how it turns a regular backyard into a real swim space without swallowing the entire lawn. I get room to actually move around, not just cool off, and the oval shape makes that possible. I would put this in the category of family-sized, seasonal above-ground pools that are meant for serious summer use. It fits best for people who want something sturdy enough for daily swimming, roomy enough for kids and adults at the same time, and simple enough to set up with patience and a second pair of hands. I wanted the feeling of a real swim, not just a splash pool, and this hits that mark. The oval footprint is the secret sauce. It is a stretched circle, which gives me enough length for short laps and games, but it does not demand the massive footprint of a giant round pool. The steel frame feels reassuring from day one. I can press on the top rails and there is no wobble. The exterior has a gray wood look that blends into the yard instead of screaming temporary plastic. It is not just about looks though. The liner is a 3-layer reinforced polyvinyl chloride, and mine has held its shape even with rough play. When the pool is full, the walls stay taut and even all the way around, which makes the whole thing feel solid, not sloshy or flimsy. The included ladder matters more than I expected. The steps are plastic, the rails are metal, and it does not flex under adult weight. It is not a luxury ladder, but it is stable and safe. The pool cover is basic but effective. Keeping it on at night has cut my cleaning time a lot. The maintenance kit is straightforward, and the long pole with interchangeable heads has been enough to skim leaves and vacuum sand off the bottom without fuss. Setup is where I always hold my breath with pools like this. The box is heavy. I needed help just to get everything to the spot where I wanted it. I spent real time leveling the ground and laying foam mats. That step pays off. A good base keeps the frame square and protects the liner. The frame uses a seal and lock system. The tubes click into place with a firm push, and I did not need complicated tools. It was not quick. I blocked off an afternoon, and that felt about right. The part that took the longest was making sure everything stayed aligned and level as the frame came together. Once it did, the rest felt logical. Attaching the filter pump hoses and the fittings was straightforward. Filling took a while because this pool holds over 5,000 gallons, so I just let the garden hose run and checked in every so often to smooth the liner and keep the corners neat as the water rose. In daily use, the structure inspires confidence. The top rails do not flex when kids push off for cannonballs. The legs do not shift. The walls do not billow when 3 or 4 kids are churning the water. I always watch for early rust on budget frames, and so far the finish on the metal looks clean. I dry the connections after rain and I keep the area neat, and that has likely helped. The liner surface feels tough underfoot. I use foam mats underneath, which makes stepping in and out more comfortable and adds a little insulation. The oval shape distributes movement nicely. When people are playing at one end, the other end still feels calm enough to float. The included filter pump has a rated flow of about 1,500 gallons per hour, and I have been pleasantly surprised. I run it daily, usually in 2 blocks of a couple of hours, and the water stays clear with regular maintenance. I clean the filter cartridge every week or so, more often after heavy use or after a windy day. Noise is a low hum, noticeable when I stand next to it, not intrusive when I am a few steps away. It will not replace a large in-ground pool setup, but for this pool size it keeps up if I stay on top of basic care. I also keep an eye on water chemistry. With consistent chlorine and a quick brush of the walls, the pump does the rest. In testing over several weeks, I threw a little bit of everything at it. On a hot Saturday, we had a crowd, plenty of kids splashing and jumping, and the pool held shape, no bowing, no shifting legs. The oval layout kept everyone spread out so it never felt cramped. On a breezy night, I left the cover on and found almost no debris the next morning, which would not have been the case uncovered. After mowing, I always shower off grass, but a few blades still made it in. The included skimmer head pulled that out in a couple of minutes. I also paid attention to how it handles sudden movement. If 2 kids push off the side at the same time, there is a firm bounce but no rattle. That stability matters to me with a pool this deep. The latter dries quickly in the sun. I do pull it out when I am not using the pool, which slows wear and keeps it cleaner. A specific use case that sold me was my weekday evening routine. After work, I like 15 minutes of light laps and then a float. The pool's length is just enough for a rhythm of short strokes without feeling silly, and the 48-inch depth means I am fully in the water, not half crouching. I can swim gently without touching the bottom, then switch to a lazy float with a drink on the side rail. On the weekend, it flips into family mode. 4 kids can play a game at one end while I do slow laps at the other. We do not bump into each other much because of the shape. When we wrap for the night, I skim for 2 minutes, snap the cover on, and the next morning the water looks ready to go again. There are a few smart touches that make living with it easier. The seal and lock frame design prevents twisting at the joints, which keeps things square when the water is moving. The 3-layer reinforced polyvinyl chloride liner resists stretching, so I do not see sagging near the waterline. The included maintenance kit, cover, and ladder mean I did not have to chase down extras on day one. I also like that the pump connections are simple and easy to loosen for cleaning. If I have a nitpick, the ladder treads can feel a bit slick when wet, so I make sure feet are clean and I take my time. The filter cartridges are consumables, so I keep a couple of spares on hand. The biggest watch out is the base. If the ground is not level, you will fight it during assembly and you will notice it once the pool is full. Taking an extra hour to prep the foundation is worth it. One more scenario that may help. We had a small birthday get-together with a handful of kids and a couple of adults in the pool at the same time. There was a lot of splashing, some handstand attempts, and a steady line up the ladder. The pool did not feel overwhelmed. After everyone left, I ran the pump longer that evening, cleaned the cartridge, and by morning the water was clear and settled. I have also tested an afternoon under direct sun. The water warms nicely, and the cover holds that warmth overnight better than I expected. Evaporation is much lower with the cover on, and that means fewer top-ups from the hose. Over time, what I appreciate is how it disappears into a routine. It starts as a project, then it becomes part of the yard. I check the pump, skim, clip the cover, and that is about it most days. I am careful about not dragging sharp toys across the liner. I keep furniture with hard edges away from the sides. I place the legs on protective pads. Those small habits add up to a pool that feels safe and looks good. To wrap it up, I think this pool is for anyone who wants real swimming space in a normal backyard and is willing to put in a careful setup. It rewards that effort with stability, a strong frame, and a liner that holds shape. The accessories in the box are enough to get started. The pump is capable if I keep up with cleaning, and the whole package feels more grown up than the floppy pools I have owned in the past. It is not for someone who needs a quick pop-up that moves from spot to spot. It is happiest staying put for the season on a level base. For me, the payoff is a reliable, roomy swim that the whole family uses all summer. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Bestway Power Steel 20x12x48 oval metal frame above ground outdoor swimming pool. Thank you for watching.